Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-bum. I got him, you got him, we got him. Comic issues, yeah!
Hey everyone, welcome to the Mystery Review, the show where the comics are chosen by you. So here we have a list, and in this list we have letters and numbers. The letter corresponds to a box in my collection, and the number corresponds to how many comics are in that box. The number in the parentheses are numbers that have already been selected and reviewed. So if you want to have your comic put on the list, on the wheel to spin for the list, all you got to do is select a letter and a number less than the number to the right of the letter. Put it in the comments down below. We'll put it on the wheel, do a spin, and the winner gets their comic picked, and we'll do a review on it. I know you want to do it, so go ahead and do it. Hey guys, John here, and it's episode 40 of the Mystery Comic Review. And boy, do I need a haircut. My barber's been pretty booked up this week and last week, so hopefully I can get in there pretty soon. If not, I'll have to get the weed eater out. And has anybody been watching The Blacklist? I know it's been going on forever, and it's kind of the same old thing over and over, but man, Elizabeth is such a pain in the rump. And yeah, I watched season 8, episode 20 last night. I'm all caught up, and Red's starting to tell her what's happening. I think this might be, I don't know if this is the end of the series or not coming up, but it's actually getting good, guys. So yeah, but we have a bunch of numbers on the wheel this week, which is awesome. We have 6, so bravo, guys. Thank you very much. My idea is once we get more subs and stuff, maybe 200 or something like that, everybody that puts their name at least once a month on the wheel will be entered into a big wheel spin at the end of the month, and we'll give away a free, $20, $30 key comic. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. So yeah, look out for that. We'll see how the channel goes. But let's go ahead and spin this wheel, guys. In 3, 2, 1, spinning. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. V14. V14 wins it. I think that's the first box for V. So, yeah. I think that's a Phil win, I believe. I think that's a Phil win. All right, let's get the comic out and see what it is, guys. All right, we're back. We got the comic. Let's open it up and see what it is. And Beetlejuice. 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 Ooh, Punisher Nightmare. In the Shadow of Civil War. Number 3 of 5. Very nice. Limited series. I've never read this one. So, yeah. Let's get into it and see how angsty the Punisher is in this one, guys. Be right back. So this story was written by Scott Gimple, and he's done Die, Die, Die with Robert Kirkman and Heroes Anonymous, and not much of anything else. The art was done by Max Texiera. He's done a bunch of stuff, almost 500 issues. Vampirella, Ghost Rider, Hex, to name a few. So the art in this is pretty good. It's the shading's done really well. The color is pretty good. And a little bit of background about this, since we're in the 3rd issue, they gave a little bit of a synopsis of what happened before. So the Punisher was trying to take out 2 assassins before they killed this mafia guy. So they ended up killing the mafia guy, and they ended up killing the 3 innocent bystanders. Dad, a wife, and a child. So if that sounds familiar, it's because it's Frank Castle's origin story, right? Punisher. So anyways, we open the story, and we're at the park, the crime scene. This is 2 days earlier, so we know we're in the future a little bit. But this is showing the crime scene. So here you see, a family got gunned down. The dad's still in a coma. The 2 other members of the family did not make it. An innocent bystander comes up and starts talking to the detective on the case, and that they both strike up a conversation because they're both in the military, and they say, we could always tell who's in the military. So where'd you serve at? And the detective says, went to Vietnam at 18, and It was all you. And that means unwilling, led by the unqualified, doing the unnecessary for the ungrateful. So I've never heard that before. It might be a popular thing again among military men. But the younger guy starts to say, you know, it's 75% different now. And then the detective is kind of curious about that. And the younger guy says, well, now we're willing, we're led by qualified men, and we're doing what needs to be done. So he leaves out the part of doing the unnecessary for the ungrateful, because I guess he still feels like that's what's going on. So that was a little bit of a backstory. So now we move on to where now we see the Punisher, Frank Castle here, and we see a guy with him. So this ends up being Jake Neiman, the guy that got shot in the previous panel. So he ends up 36 hours later being fine. And he took a bullet and he was in a coma and he's already healed. So something's going on here with this dude, right? So the Punisher's here and he's helping him get revenge back for his family. They're going to take, because the Punisher still needs to take out those guys that that hit his family. So killing two birds with one stone here. Before you know it, blam! Jake Neiman gets shot in the face and he's out of it. He's already out of the story, and Frank's, you know, he's pissed at this point. He's like, man, I shouldn't even have been here. Shouldn't have got Jake into this. I should have just, you know, done what needs to be done. But you know, I remember seeing this guy, Jake, and he had this. He was in the military, and he was called Johnny Nightmare. Was his alter ego, and he didn't want to be that anymore because that was his when he was losing control. So his one request for any other military men is to never do anything hateful for him in his honor. So that's why the Punisher originally did not kill the two assassins before they got away. Or he was going to kill him, but he was thinking about that, what happened. And we see a flashback here, and it's Punisher being interrogated, kind of, by the Captain America. And this is my panel pick just because it's kind of cool seeing Captain America in all of his fatigues there, drinking a cup of coffee, giving the Punisher the business, saying, you know, I'm not fine with everything you're doing, but, you know, that's one thing. But to wear a symbol on your chest that can inspire other people to do what you're doing is just bad. You know, you got to get rid of that skull. You know, I know how it feels to be a symbol and have people look up to you because I've been doing it, you know, for years. And that's a little tie into the underground in New York City from, I guess, Secret Wars or something like that was going on at this time. Let's see, it's over here. Civil War. And we go back, and now the Punisher's chasing down the guy who just shot Jake. And he gets in a truck and just starts driving through everything, fences, everything, to get to this guy. And we go through a little backstory about the guy who he's running after. And this is Dubose, Master Sergeant Dubose. So here we see that he's in Afghanistan 3 months ago, and an official comes up and, you know, he says, we're gonna relieve you of your duty because we have better and brighter things for you. So his better and brighter thing was to assassinate Jake Neiman. So now we find out Jake Neiman was the actual target, not the mob guy. And the two twin assassins were just there as like a setup so that Jake Neiman can do the real job of killing the family, and they can kill the mob guy just for a cover. So that's what we're seeing. Dubois is running through the field. Punisher is driving his truck after him, and he's shooting through the windows and stuff. And then Dubose jumps down into a pit where it makes the Punisher kind of fly over the pit, and so he spins around, comes back after him, and in that time, Dubose has time to steady himself and starts shooting tracer rounds at the tank of the truck, which ends up hitting the tank and blowing the whole truck up with the Punisher in it, and flies him, you know, out and he hits the ground, and immediately he's kind of gets knocked out. And we go back to Civil War moment when he's being interrogated by the Cap. And here he starts defending himself, and he says, Skull is there to remind men who do bad things that they are crashing headlong towards their destruction, towards the Punisher. If I'm a symbol of what happens when men choose evil. They choose death. So, but Cap kind of defends, starts arguing with him. He's like, no. I don't think that's right. And he's saying that's just a cop-out. It's going to inspire people to do what you're doing, and that's wrong. And then all of a sudden, you hear a voice, like, wake up, Frank. And it's, Frank gets up, and he sees Jake Neiman here. So second time back from the grave. And now he's got a mohawk. And he's picking up, he's caught Dubose, and he's ready. He's reporting for duty. So they've caught Dubose, and they take him to a hideout. It's an abandoned building that's for sale right now, that Jake Neiman found after he healed himself. It only took him 30 minutes to heal himself this time. And they made a little hideout. So Frank and him start having like a little talk back up in the building. He's like, you healed way too quick. You shouldn't be alive. And Jake's, it triggered my memory though, and I remember shots from the Army. There's an Army doc, and he said it was supposed to be nothing, just like vaccines or something. And it actually ended up being some kind of serum called the Lazarus serum. So what it does, the Lazarus serum, is when you get damaged, your cells regenerate and everything regenerates, but it comes back stronger. So every time you get injured, whatever part of your body gets injured comes back stronger, and eventually you just become into a big Hulk. So Jake comes over and he starts interrogating Dubose, telling him, hey, you know what? We're going to get it out of you, but I hope we don't get it out of you quick, because I want to be torturing you. So don't tell me what I need to know that quickly, but you will tell me what I need to know. So they're trying to figure out who hired Dubose to do this, which was the military, Uncle Sam. And they end up hiring him because they gave him the shots, and he's getting out of control, so they just wanted to kill him. And they thought that shooting him in the head would fry his brains and therefore put an end to the thing, to what's happening. And Punisher, before Jake has a chance to start cutting on him, tells him, hey, no. Take a hike for a second. I'm going to talk to this dude. And he comes up and shows him a phone. He's like, listen, when you find yourself in a position where the Punisher is playing good cop, that's when you should realize you're truly screwed. And that's the truth. That is the truth. And here we see that Jake is, kind of explaining what I just said, where talking about the injections and the Lazarus serum. And while he's talking to Punisher, explaining all this stuff, it's a diversion. He's giving him a little bit of what he wants so that he doesn't realize that he's broken his hand, so that he can free himself from the cuffs. And here we see that you're talking about him frying the brain, and he's wanting the Punisher to get closer to him, and so he could start making his move. And we do like a little flashback again, and now we're seeing that the Punisher's part of this little underground league here in Civil War that Captain has developed, and you see Hercules there, and Johnny Storm, and or Johnny Blaze, I can't remember. Johnny Storm, I guess, right? And from the Fantastic Four, and then we got Vision, and we have Scarlet Witch, and they're bringing in a couple new people that the Punisher knows are killers, right? So we got Diamondback and Goldbug and the Plunderer. So he's bringing them in to help out, even though the Captain knows that they're murderers. We go back, and Dubose is trying to push the buttons of Neiman, telling him that he had his family killed just because he wanted to do it for fun. And he called him a sick something, and he's just trying to get him worked up, right? Neiman comes over to him, and he's getting ready to, he's giving him mouth, but he doesn't start attacking him. And while all this is going on, it distracts the Punisher, and Dubose is able to escape, punch Frank in the face and give him a big wallop. And this triggers another flashback, and you see here with the Punisher, he's got his guns out at the table there, and you see he's got him pointed at Goldbug and Plunderer, and eventually he shoots him right in the face. And Captain calls him a murderous piece of trash and gives him a thundering smack in the face. So that's why that brought back that memory, because the last time he got punched like that was probably like when the Captain did it. Then Neiman, he's starting to go crazy, right? This stuff's taking over his brain. He's blood fueled now, and he starts saying, you know, I'm trying to find out who the enemy is. I don't know who the enemy is. And he comes up and he's got guns pointed at both guys, Frank Castle and Dubose, and he's like, I found out who my enemy is. And Frank Castle goes, you think I'm the enemy? And he said, no, everybody is the enemy. Kill everybody. You, Dubose, the people down there, the people up here, kill everyone. And he says, I'm fine, I'm Johnny Nightmare, and everybody is the enemy. So he just starts firing bullets off, and they all end up flying out of the window up on the apartment, or the big business building that's out of commission, and they start flying down the thing. And this is where the story ends, guys. Punisher is falling to his death. Dubose is already shot, I think. He's fallen to his death, and you got the Maniac, Savage Dragon-esque type of guy here just falling too. He's super happy about it, and the Punisher's, he doesn't know what he's going to do. So that's it. Pretty good comic. I give this one probably a B, just because it's your regular old standard Punisher. Not much going on here in the way of new stuff, but the character's kind of interesting. Johnny Nightmare, but I kind of be interested to see where this one goes. Anyways, be good to yourselves. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.